Hello, my name is Bernie Sanders, and I am a senator from Vermont. Thank you all very much for having me here today. I came here today because I strongly believe that everyone, no matter how different our views are, has the right to engage in constructive conversation. We, as a society, are more likely to talk to people who agree with us than find a person with different views and discuss them. We tend to, then, separate ourselves into groups that don't get along or try to agree. We need to find a common ground, whether in small arguments or cultural differences. I have a vision that is so beautifully and clearly stated in Matthew 7:12. So, in everything, do to others what you would have them do or say to you. That is the golden rule. I understand that the issues of abortion and gay marriage are issues that you feel very strongly about. A majority of our population disagrees on those issues. I understand the reason for both sides of those arguments, but do you think, just for a moment, that we could set those aside and focus on the other major injustices in our country? Amos 5:24. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. Justice is giving others their due, no matter their race, color, wealth, or stature. As a socialist, I believe in wealth equality for all. In the United States of America today, there is injustice in terms of income and wealth inequality, which has become so large that it is accepted as our societal norm. We live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, yet only a handful of people acquire that wealth. They live in an economy that, while they have enormous quantities of money, they keep on receiving even more. And there are still millions of people that are starving, working long, legitimate hours, earning $7 to $9 for each of those hours, and don't have enough money to put food on the table each night. The top 1/10 of 1% today in America owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%, and at the same time, 58% of all new income generated is going to that top 1%. There is no justice when, in recent years, we have seen numbers rising for millionaires and billionaires, while at the same time, the U.S. has the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country on earth. How can we talk about morality, about justice, when we turn our backs on the children of our country? There is no justice when the 15 wealthiest people in this country in the last 2 years saw their wealth increase by 170 million. That is more wealth acquired in a 2-year period than is owned by the bottom 130 million Americans. Millions have nothing in the bank, and they worry every single day that if their car breaks down, they cannot get to work. And if they cannot get to work, they lose their jobs. And if they lose their jobs, they do not feed their family. They don't even have enough money for health insurance. That is an indication that we are the only major country on earth that does not guarantee health care to all people. And I think that we should change that. Everyone should have the right to be able to go to a doctor when they are sick. There is no justice when working class mothers are being forced to separate from their children 1 or 2 weeks after birth and go back to work because they need the money that their jobs provide. All of you know that the most important moments for humans are the first few weeks after being born. That is the moment when the mother bonds with the baby, gets to love and know her baby, and the father should be there too. The United States of America is the only major country on earth that does not provide paid family and medical leave. I believe that the government should provide at least 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave. I am not a theologian, I am not an expert on the Bible, nor am I a Catholic. I agree with Pope Francis when he says, and I quote, "There is a need for financial reform along ethical lines that would produce its turn in an economic reform to benefit everyone. Money has to serve, not to rule." I agree with him. Money and wealth should serve the people. The people should not have to serve money and wealth. I conclude with this thought. I would hope very much that as a part of this discussion, some of you would be inspired to rebel against the injustices in our society to bring about change, and that you'll be open to a healthy debate. Thank you all very much.
Hello, my name is Ben Carson, and I would like to tell you reasons why I would make a good president. First, I am a strong opponent of Obamacare, and I am pro-life, so that means I don't believe in abortion. I may have had a rough start, but then God came into my life and showed me the way. I went to Yale University, and when I graduated, I became a world-renowned neurosurgeon. I think education is the key to a better future, and I don't like that the world is kind of having a war on God. I want to expand our military so that our country is better defended, and I am a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Good morning, I'm Joe Biden. You probably know me as Vice President Biden. I've been Vice President for the past 7 years. Before I came Vice President, I spent 36 years as a U.S. Senator. I was 29 years old when I was elected to the Senate. That made me one of the youngest senators to be elected. As a senator, I worked on criminal justice issues such as the 1994 Criminal Law and Violence Against Women Act. I've played a pivotal role in shaping U.S. foreign policy. I've worked on legislation related to terrorism, weapons of destruction. As Vice President, I oversaw the $840 billion stimulus package in the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which helped rebuild our economy and helped to lay the foundation for a brighter future for our great nation. I think the Ready to Work initiative, which helps identify opportunities to improve our nation's workforce skills. The goal is to also help create training systems to help better prepare workers for the 21st century workforce. I'm against assault and domestic violence. I'm trying to reduce gun violence. We've had too many needless deaths due to guns in our country. I'd like to raise the living standards of the middle-class Americans. I've visited over 24 countries in the world. My goal is to represent the United States and develop good relationships with Middle East leaders. President Obama consults me from time to time about international issues. I think he respects my views and opinions. I understand the average American family. I know what it takes to overcome hardships in life. My wife and daughter were killed in a car accident in 1972. Luckily, my 2 sons survived the accident. Several years later, I married my wife, Jill. I can't decide if I'm running for office due to the death of my oldest son. Beru died from brain cancer in June. My family and their well-being are weighed heavily on my mind. If I can't give 110% of my energy running for president, then I don't think I should run. I feel very qualified for the position, and I'll make my decision by the end of October. If I decide to run, I'd appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ben Carson. When I was a boy, I wanted to be a physician, but things weren't looking up. I didn't get good grades, and so my mother, she was very mad, so she made me read books. And slowly, but surely, I started to love books. My grades went up, and I became a physician. That is the American dream. When I think about the American dream, I think of our children. I want them to get a chance for their dreams. But I don't think it can happen if the border isn't sealed. Immigrants could be a role model for them in a bad way, making them do bad things. I think whoever wins 2016, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Republican, I think they should make it their goal to seal the border within a year. Then our children can achieve their dreams. Thank you.